Hello everyone, my name is Rituro, and this is My Life in Silver League. Up today, my opponent is a level 46 Silver Leaguer by the name of Grush, playing Terran with a Protoss icon, very confusing. And I am also, of course, playing Terran on Yeonsu. Now this is from, on the day that I'm recording this, is being May 5th, 2014. Season number 2 of 2014 has already begun. This is from Season 1 of 2014. So these are the last few matches that I did, and these next few episodes that you'll be seeing from the season that was. I will be getting back to the current season of episodes. I do have 2 already in the can. Hopefully they'll get to those in the not too distant future, but for now it's going to be a pretty standard TVT opening. Let's skip ahead to the good stuff. Now for this one, I've already got an early supply depot going down right next to my command center as opposed to going for the wall off. I believe I was planning something here. It's been a while since I recorded. I was trying to remember what my actual thought pattern here. But Grush is doing something similar, checking for anything proxy. But speaking of proxies, he's going early gas is Grush. With his first refinery well early at the minute 30 mark, even before barracks. Meanwhile, I've gone for barracks right away, getting up and then sending out my first scout. Grush, meanwhile, still focusing purely on economy. No barracks, no extra supply depot, nothing there. You know, you see the little pings on the ground there. I am madly trying to get my scouts moves queued up there as, holding mineral, bad SCV. Bad SCV, put that mineral back where it belongs in the command center. There is a barracks for Grush. He's just starting it now, but it is a well delayed, about 30-second delay here. As I am building up not a huge lead, but definitely an early one. I've got my first gas on the way here just before orbital. Do have enough money in the bank to get the orbital done anyway, so I don't mind getting the gas done now. There's the barracks done, there's the orbital, and the first marine should be along shortly, I would imagine. There's the minerals, and there is the marine. Meanwhile, a good scout here by me as I am uncontested access to the main base, and I'm easily going to see that the barracks is only just being finished now, but there is a fully saturated gas, so something big is coming for sure. Not quite sure what it is, but I see no orbital. I see just the one barracks being completed now, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself, though there is the first marine being done by both of us here, as Grush's first marine is heading to guard that top ramp. Grush, however, going to chase down the SCV, and so a little game of SCV tag goes on here. But he does break off as the automated commands continue. Second barracks on the way for me, as well as a SCV and marine. Grush, however, has his first marine on the field, so my scouting is not going to be able to continue uncontested, though I'm pretty sure he had sight there, but he opts to run past. However, I'm going to get a great scout on this command center. I know it's being built, and sure enough, I go, wait just a minute. This wasn't here when I got here, and there is the attack on the SCV. Begin the poking. Commence the poking. Oh, the violence. When will the SCV on SCV violence stop? But there he goes. That will delay the construction. And the Marine will indeed get a good attack here on the SCV, scaring him away as another SCV is called down to defend. And will he manage to buy some time? He will not. The Marine is out of position. Both Marines now defending this expansion as another SCV pulled from the line to continue construction. Orbital is finally done here for Grush, so he has gotten that back on track. However, Reactor is on the way as well as a third barracks for me, so I am going straight for the army while, get to work there, idle SCV, get to work, you know you want to. Meanwhile, back at Grush's expansion, he is now under attack. The Marines have been dealt with, actually taken down, microed down if you can believe it. And the expansion is under siege. No one, here comes a Marine to try and scare it off. But it's not going to go well as they are brought right back as a little bit of a missed micro there. But it does take down the command center. But it's going to be a close one here. More Marines are on the way. Reinforcements here. Can I buy myself enough time as this Marine's going to chase me down into the corner? But it will mean that I will get those extra Marines there. That will be all the time I need to buy. Weakened as the micro continues. The early expansion by Grush is being punished here with a lack of any support. However, Hellions are on the way here as Grush has moved onto factory on the back of one base, one barracks. It's not a bad play. He did end up canceling the command center, finally getting the money back. Just going to fund another barracks and is going to continue to fund his, what I imagine will be a steady stream of Hellions and Marines and a bunker on the top of the ramp to try and provide some sort of defense against the aggression. Meanwhile, back at home for me, Tech Lab's on the way. My factory is done, and nothing actually being built at it yet. Doing a half-decent job of actually spending all of my ill-begotten gains. As Engineering Bay on the way here. Stim is on the way. And here comes the move up the ramp. There's the Hellion. Actually, good angle here for the Hellion. Not able to disrupt the building with the bunker either. Second Hellion on the field. This is not going to go well. This will need to be microed perfectly. And unfortunately, the Marines are in the bunker. And these Marines are in all kinds of trouble. They opt to commit to the attack, which is not going to end well. The Hellion has all the sight, all the angle. Those Marines did not stand a chance. Poor engagement there by me. Full 4 Marines in the barracks. Repair is done by Grush. Or a small supply advantage, but it's not going to be enough in the face of actually a well-held position here by Grush. He's actually moving on now. Tech Lab on the way for the southernmost barracks as a starport now coming down as Grush goes up the tech ladder. He does have more. This is going a decent mech player, actually. He's got 1 Widow Mine, 2 more Hellions on the way against a stream of Marines. Now being joined by a Marauder. Level 1 weapons on the way here back at the command center. Or at the my bishop team. Speaking of command centers, Grush has his almost done here. This will be a safer expansion floated away. I would imagine that he is supply blocked, but both of us are supply blocked here. Though I would imagine supplies do favor me in both counts where they matter. 20 to 11 armor supply, though Grush actually has an extra worker here, so he's done well to keep an economic advantage, if not an army advantage. But with a Widow Mine on the top of the ramp, that is a great place for it to be. Against a bio-heavy army, that could be a massive, massive advantage if a good hit is landed. And they're going to walk up the ramp and into Widow Mine territory. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's just not good. It does trigger the Widow Mine, though. And rather than walking up the ramp into a Widow Mine Hellion death trap, we opt to bust the walls down here on the rocks, opening up another added attack, making that expansion a little riskier. Meanwhile, a medevac on the way for Grush. He has done well to go up the tech ladder. I do have combat shields on the way. Stim being done. Concussive shells are also complete, so there we go. A little bit of slow for you. Siege tank now on the way, but I am supply blocked. More supply depots on the way. And an expansion finally on the way here. Grush actually has done well to expand before me, though his expansion is stuck in the back. He's nearly saturated at his main base. He could transfer some workers there from minerals to gas, and considering he's loading 1,300 minerals, he probably should. I tell you, with a little more production facility, Grush could actually have a scary-looking army here, but he is stuck a little bit as the reinforcements for me are doing their job. Meanwhile, this is a good move here by Grush to get this medevac. It does sneak by undetected. It's got a Hellion, Marauder, and 3 Marines load up. That's a good drop there, especially considering those are most of his forces. It does have the Widow Mine on the top, so this is actually a good defensive hold from Grush. He does have supply depots on the way to break the block as he flies his command center off to hopefully begin mining in peace. Unfortunately, once again, this is not once again in this match, but once again overall in my life in Silver League, poor scouting here. I've got the engineering bay up. I do have 1 missile turret, so I was at least somewhat prepared, and the second one is going to get there just a little bit too late. The army is massing. I'll bet if I push, I could make it interesting, but Grush has foreseen this. He's brought up his own siege tank, and this is by no means a safe place to go. But meanwhile, he is going to walk right into an undefended main base. Unfortunately for that medevac, the Mr. will complete in time. Vulcan Mississippi is a good idea, but unfortunately their ride just got blown up, and the force is like, okay, we're going home now. Probably a good idea. The forces that are at home will try and clean up a huge economic damage here from Grush. Take a look at the units lost tab here. 29 units lost. Not good at all. It is cleaned up though. But only 3 workers left on minerals, 3 on gas. It's a great pickup by Grush. Second base is mining though, which does mean that I do have a slight advantage here. Overall worker count sitting at 2128, so not that far to go to catch out. Army supply still heavily favoring me, but can't bring that army to bear against a good defensive hold. It's not going to mean too much. However, this base for Grush has landed. It has been scouted, and bad things are about to happen. There's a scan, but I think more importantly, this base has been found, and the army is just itching to lay a herd on it, and this base will not survive. All that money and time invested will be for naught as it flies home. Can the Marines get there? There's a stim to try and intercept, and they will, yes indeed, take it down. Supply blocking Grush. It's funny, no medevac to actually support this bad play by me not going up the tech ladder faster. But a great move here by the medevac, acting as a spotter. taking down that siege tank. So one more siege tank, though, moving up to slightly higher ground to try and attack from the low ground. Some idle SCVs there over top of supply depots. Construction still happening back to the main base, repopulating the worker count and building more siege tanks to try and bust it down. No movement here to get and I have the resources absolutely to do it, to get any sort of starport or more factories into that. So I think we can already agree one lesson here is to always, and I know I keep saying this, I know this isn't the first time I've said this, always make sure you have enough production to support or to take advantage of your economy. I did have, decent float here to bring in more. Now here, pulling back 4 siege tanks and decent bio, pulling back here, allowing Grish to get set up with another command center. Not the best thing to do. Should have just moved it to this low ground, baited him out and moved it from there. But he now has a second beachhead established, which is good for Grish. But not so good for me. It's definitely spooked a bit by that drop, wondering what else is waiting for me. Moving the whole army back is not perhaps the best way to deal with or to take advantage of this aggression. Grish is still floating a ton of minerals here, and he has now finally moved on to double reactor barracks. So good for him. He's getting some supply depots on hand as well to help alleviate his supply block. Workers are being transferred down now from the main base to take positions up at the natural. Back at home, though, still dealing with my own supply block, as many supply depots queued up, and there we go at the 50-minute mark, finally getting a starboard. Oh, great build order, good job, me. But there is a scan, and that's going to reveal... Where is that scan going? There it is. It reveals the state of things at the main. No expansion on the reactor. I do see this expansion is ready to go, and I have moved out. Now, did I notice... I did indeed see, I would have seen the tanks, I do see the double bunkers, so I know what's going on here. The question is, can I use this formidable array of siege tanks to bust down this hold? No other bio really on the field here for Grish to the units tab. He's sitting on 4 Marines, 1 Marauder, and the rest is all in mech and workers. That's a very interesting play, but I mean, he's fallen behind quite badly here as I scout out the other location here, seeing nothing. Where are these guys going? Oh, we're scouting out all potential sites. Well, that's a bit of a waste of an attack move there. Could have made an attack on the main base, but opting to wait. Third base now on the way, and high-sec auto-tracking, try to take down those pesky drops should they get here. But now with some supply room, and more importantly, with a second starport on the way, Tech Lab is done. I imagine that means I had Banshees on the way next to try and counter the siege tanks. Another Tech Lab on the way, and sure enough, there is the Banshee. Cloaking also on the way, because what's a Banshee without a good cloak? Meanwhile, the army is ever so slowly scouting around. There is a barrier there on the main area. The Widow Mine is making sure no one gets to walk up the front door uncontested, because that's how we roll. Another starport on the way. So we're finally getting production facilities on the way here. No medevacs as of yet, though we are getting Marauders and Banshees out, so at least that's going okay. Third base is now on the way for Grish, though, so he is making sure to spend those minerals as fast as he can. 5 Marines now on the way at a time here for Grish. He's getting his bio ball built. Marine tank Hellion supported by medevac, not too shabby at all. He has clawed back into this game, though. I now have he has Hellbats on the way. That is excellent. He has his engineering bay finally getting level 1 weapons, but he has his armory up, which means Hellbats are in, and that is an excellent move by Grish to supplement his Marines with some heavier hitting Hellbats. And considering he's got the minerals to burn, why not pump out some Hellbats? While the army has scouted around, it is satisfied that there is nothing in the immediate vicinity. But this as an army, I should really be pushing out. I do remember that much. This match I shot it, or I played it a while ago. I do remember being a little bit panicky that something bad was going to happen. But it turns out that my panic may have been justified in this specific case, because that is a 7 Marine dropship ready to go. But there's apparently a landing party being prepared, or a welcoming party being prepared in the form of a whole bunch of missile turrets, as mules have been dropped at the third to get that mineral count back up and running. My own armory now finally up and running. Double armory soon to be there, as level 1 armor and weapons are complete. There goes the army. One more scouting trip, but they are going just at the exact same time as the Medivacs. This is going to be a fortuitous intercept, if nothing else. There we go, my own Medivacs finally on the way. And the army turns around, and there they go. There's the spot. Shot out of the sky with authority. Those Marines never stood a chance. And the Banshees are reporting back they have found nothing. Which means Grush, who's now supply blocked on 121, does have a Thor on the way and has turned his third into a planetary fortress. Meanwhile, the Banshees are going for a scout. Good timing, though, to skip just past the Viking. And they take down one siege tank. They take down two siege tanks. Banshees doing everything. There's a good scout there by Grush to attack. And the Banshees do peel up, not for losing one. Viking down here taken down by the mass of Marines. Early engagement favoring me. However, the ball of Marines might have something to say about this. My Widow Mine buries. And it's not quite a good call. Siege tanks going to siege mode. Are they going to stay in mobile mode? They do. Now they've got what they want. That is sight of the bunkers. The Banshees try to get some sight and get in on that district. They cannot. They will be forced to wait until this district goes down to make a move in. But now this army has made a serious incursion. There's disposable Marines to scout ahead. They've seen everything. They see the clutch healing there from the Medivacs as they move ahead. Oh, there's an excellent look there. Good job of the Medivacs baiting out the Marauder and the Hellion. Army now severely in my favor. Let's keep 102. And they just push in, and here we go. Siege tanks do have a good solid foundation, but the Banshees are like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Out come the Vikings, out comes the Thor, but Thor is not having any luck whatsoever against the massive power of the siege tanks. As is natural, the Viking is doing a good job cleaning up the Medivacs and Banshees, but my own Vikings are here, and not a moment too soon. There's the GG from Grush, just ignoring the planet entirely. It's a victory for me, but I think we can agree once again, had I pushed in when I had the advantage and just scouted for expansions, or scanned I should say, for expansions and drops, and had I had this extra production facility up and running far earlier, this game would have been over well before the 23-27 mark. But all the same, it's a win, and it's another lesson learned on my life in Silver League. My name is Rituro. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.